Hello, my name is Oak. When you hear design thinking, what comes in mind? If you are like most smart people that I've met and worked with, you would say things like it's about aesthetics, it's about how you can make things more organized or how you can present things to make it more pleasing to the eye. But there's a more holistic approach to design that makes it even more applicable to everyone. Life is about design. It's all about bringing elements that on their own they might not be useful to anyone or might not contribute anything or any value to anything. When you're able to assemble all these things together and present it in a way that makes it even more useful to a group of people or a situation, that's when design happens. So in this video I'm going to show you ways that you can apply design thinking to your business. So the first approach to design thinking is to empathize with your audience. Try to understand the people that you are trying to serve, their issues, and what motivate these issues through things like survey, questions, and feedbacks, and creating that environment of being able to get information from your customers or the people that you are trying to serve is a great way to actually get to know what they really want. Personally, one thing that I've come to learn over the years is that most people engage with your product or service or content for reasons that you yourself didn't even start off with those reasons. You might be designing something or coming up with an idea for a list of reasons, and you come up across clients and customers that uses your product or your service for an entirely different reason. All right, they have a whole different reason behind why they are doing what they are doing. So they are approaching your product. So it pays to always listen to them to get to know all these nuances and all the things that goes into their decision to choose your product or want to onboard into the service that you're trying to put out. This way you can even bring them more by even narrowing down and going down that path with them. Like once you're able to touch your real customers and engage with them, you start learning what their problems are and all that. And now you need to break these problems into smaller pieces so you can approach it strategically. Because if you are really trying to build something great, you have to understand that there is a lot of moving parts. Nothing great is simple and like straightforward. There's always like different things which are moving to make this whole giant thing that you imagining. Once you're exposed to your audience and you start to know more about what their issues are and what some of the things that challenges them, now you have some material to start off. Define the problem properly as to what exactly is the issue, and then from here you can break the problem down. This also creates a clear understanding of what the problem is, and it makes sure that we are tackling the right problems and not wasting our little resources in the early stages on things that don't even matter. And from here, the next thing is to start ideating with your team. Now you know what the problems are, so the next thing is to come up with ideas. Now you have to talk to your team and then get to know what they think about how this problem can be solved. This is where you get everybody else's perspective. The goal here is to be able to get as much ideas without any judgment. So non-technical team members are very important or key to this stage, because this is where you even get fresh perspective that the technical team might never have looked at it, because they are always looking at the thing through technical lens. Like they're exposed to that project, those kind of problems for so long that they kind of have a very predictable idea of how it's supposed to be solved. But bringing somebody that don't have any idea about it in the early stages, they might say something that none of the technical team would ever even think of. It's like, wow, how did you even come up with this idea? Because we might have never thought of it this way. Everybody on the team, regardless of the title or the label that they have on the team, you should be able to allow them share their ideas and contribute their ideas. One of the things that I've seen great teams do is that they get ideas from all team members individually. So they create polls and forums and places where people can share ideas without feeling like the ideas don't matter. Because when you have teams where you have someone that does the coffee at the office and someone who is a seasoned designer or a seasoned professional in a certain field, trying to share their ideas. What I often see is that the people that feels like they don't have so much ideas about the things tends not to contribute. They don't want to say something that goes like, yeah, this is not appropriate or anything like that. So when there's an environment where they can share their ideas without being judged for saying something wrong or anything like that, you would have things that nobody might have ever thought of, and it's beautiful. I've seen other teams also have things like they have little notes that people can write their ideas on anonymously in meetings where they don't add their names to it, and they put it all in one bin, and then they go there and they just review those ideas and discuss it in the group. That way you don't know who is sharing what idea, but at the end of the day you're able to collect a lot of ideas without attaching the ego to it. That brings the anxiety, that brings the doubt, and that brings like the whole thing that keeps people from sharing the ideas. So once the ideas start coming in, the fastest you can turn some of these ideas into something tangible that you can use low fidelity materials like cardboard, sticky note, papers, and things like that to mold the idea, something that you can touch and you can see. These days we have digital tools that can make it easy, like Photoshop, like Figma. Some of them are even free tools. You have free tiers and free packages that you can quickly use to start testing your ideas before you invest more resources into it. Once you have a prototype that you can touch and you think is going well, you should get it in the hands of your audience or your customer as fast as possible, because you want to incorporate feedback into your whole process. I think testing and feedback and being in that mindset of beta always helps, because you can always test your ideas against your customers. This is a technique that is very popular among comedians. All right, so what comedians do is that when they come up with new ideas for comedy skits or pieces that they would like to share in their comedy gigs, what they often do is that they perform these new ideas to smaller audiences. So whether they're in a bar or they're at a friend's wedding or at the dinner table with their family and their trusted people, they start sharing some of these jokes with them. And this is how they test their ideas before they add it into a bigger piece, because most of these jokes come out as controversial. They attack social issues, they attack politics, and they attack things that people are a bit sensitive to. So it pays off to always test the ideas before they put it out. If you hear any professional comedian put a joke out in a big show, that joke has been told like thousands of times at smaller places, and they know the exact reaction that they're going to get from the audience. It's a good habit that entrepreneurs can adapt in the way they think about bringing out solutions to their customers. The next thing to even take your product to the next level is collaborating. As people, we all have blind spots. All right, blind spots are things that our brain just don't see because of our bringing, our culture, our team, our philosophy, or the thinking of the group. Every group have a way that we see things. So there might be things, opportunities that are sitting in front of our face every day that our brains are not really trained to see those opportunities. So this is where it pays off to collaborate with like cross-functional teams that are more diverse and has different people from different cultures and religion and societies on board. And this is a great way to even bring more innovation to the solutions that you are bringing out. Working with teams like this increases your likelihood of bringing out new solutions and even finding new markets in your industry. This happens in the art world every day, where you find artists collaborate with different artists from different genres and even different countries with different cultures and all that, just to connect and tap into their audience and even grow the people they are reach and the people that they engage with. So this is something that entrepreneurs can also learn from artists or designers. So whether it's collaborating with influencers or actually working closely with like specialized teams, it always pay off to do some of these things, because this is the way that you even bring more value to your existing customers and even find new innovative ways to bring more solutions into the world and even serve bigger audiences. Designers think holistically. So in this case, think about your entire customer journey. Uh, all the touch points where people engage with your product or your service should be thought of. You have to design solutions that improve the entire experience of the customer journey. This maximizes your chances of all the opportunities that you have, from your social media to your website to every other place that people get to engage with your content or your material or your brand. And that is what it means to create a holistic experience for your audience. And at this point that you have more people engaging with your product on at different places, at different touch points, this is the point where you need to even double down on getting more feedback. Incorporate feedback mechanisms into everything that you do, from using simple tools like the comment section in various social media channels, asking audiences to actually tell you what they think about the content that you put out, or the work that you put out, or even sending out survey links from Google Forms. Don't just make engagement with them, take feedback. It's important. That's what you need to improve the experience every day, every hour. And one final thing that I want to leave you with is to empower your team to come up with more creative solutions for your business. And you can do this by giving them the resources that they need, and also, most importantly, encouraging them to try new things, allowing them to make mistakes and come up with new things, try new things, and finally landing on something that works. As a leader of any team of any size, your main job is to remove the friction that people are facing in their everyday work. So one of the things that you can do is by helping them getting the technology, the software, the systems that needs to be in place to do work and even do more meaningful work happen. The last thing that you want is to cap the talent and the skill set that you have by having like latency in some of the technology and the tools that you use. If you're able to access great tools and put great tools in place, now there's more room for the human genius to just flourish and make things happen. And one other thing that empowers team is celebrating success. And this is one area that as a team we also will have to improve on, is to celebrate most of our success. We keep focusing so much on building cool things and making cool things that we don't have much time to celebrate our wins and all the amazing things that we've been able to put out. So these are things that everybody can adapt and incorporate into their everyday business and things that they do to even bring out amazing stuff. So hey, what did you learn from this video? What are some of the things that you want to apply to your work and your business like tomorrow? Leave it in the comment. If you find this video useful and informative, you can share it with someone that also needs it. I also encourage you to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this every week.